Can you guys not hear me? No. Fuck, hold on. We can hear you. Okay. Yeah, YouTube's going on. All right, we're good. We're good. All right. So again, to have another beautiful week. I want to talk about the trade I took yesterday. Obviously, we're going to be paying attention to NQ today. Let me turn this off. Stop. Again, so last night, obviously, I do trade NQ during London as well. I was looking for buys. The reason I was looking for buys is, again, if we go to the higher time frames, we can see it on DX trades as well. We just had a massive gap here. And a majority of the time, if not like, I could say like 99, I could damn near say 100% of the time, there's a gap and the market's going to get filled, right? So obviously the bias was bullish. We ended up filling that gap just like I intended to. But going down to the lower time frames, we were pretty like bullish for a while. We were kind of overextended, but nonetheless, we were still making new highs. Here, had a pullback, had some internal highs. Sorry, being broken. Eventually got to 101 here at this high, moved to break even, didn't take any partials, and then just rest got taken out of break even before the runner. Not a bad trade, but let's have that'll kind of lead us into the day with hopefully a bias as far as where we should go. We're very bullish, I'll say that. But are we going to continue bullish is the genuine question. See, so I'm trying to see, even just within this 5-minute structure, pretty overextended. Like, I think we do need a pullback, but it's just we don't need one yet. Yeah, like, it's probably smart to continue to buy unless we catch some type of pullback entry. Any coupon codes on activations? No, I don't think so. We do have, like, random every now and then deals, so be ready for those. Nicholas, I would just suggest either going to our YouTube or reading the rows down yourself in the dashboard. You'll get a better understanding and you can continue to look at it. We're at random 150 point move in 3 candles. Got cook price action, buttons chump. Yeah. What are you looking at Q? All right, guys. So, like, I'm kind of liking what we're seeing here. I honestly would prefer sells, and the reason behind it is because, again, like, as we continue to extend higher and higher, price is going to have these pullbacks. It is, especially being from the higher time frame standpoint, we already filled the gap. Yes, we're also extremely bullish still, but we've been bullish for a while. We can continue to trend higher and higher, but we're going to have these pullbacks. Even like within here where we continue to expand higher, we still had a pullback before the continuation of that bullish expansion, and it's probably going to continue to repeat. But it's a matter of when, not really if. I know it will happen. But that's all we're kind of looking at for today. I mean, I really wish we had something stronger to play. Like, we didn't really even take liquidity here. Oops. Like, I do think we're going to sell, but I just don't want to just randomly sell. It's not me. It's not me, guys. Are you trading NAS now? Yes, I am. Hey, Luca, you look different today. Yes, sir. I took over. Luca ain't never coming back. He just doesn't want to tell you guys. Really? His dog is like, hates when I stream for some reason. He just like gets extra needy when I'm like talking to something else or someone else. But we'll see what happens here. Honestly, if we start getting some like decent reactions to the downside here, even if it's just like seeing price come up, respect this for value gap and re-break these lows, I could give it a shot there. Like I wish we would have taken the highs here. Did we? If we barely took it, that'd actually be nice. I think we barely did. If not, oh, it's like equal. Oh my god. That's equal for sure. I wish we took it. Not anything yet. We're still respecting this trend, so we'll see. I just want to see some bearish reactions and kind of go from there. Yeah, my plan is gonna sell. My stop loss is 10 points right now, but it could change. Like again, like it's nothing confirmed. Stop. Oh my gosh. Just to sit up here is crazy. I probably will wait for price to still kind of close with a nice bearish impulse and then look to shoot there and risk anywhere from 10 to 15 contracts. And probably at 101 still move to break even. All right, he said sell maybe. Yeah, it just depends if we get confirmation or not. If we don't get confirmation, then we don't sell. No, I'm not in a trade, guys. Oh my gosh. All right, guys, I hopped in. Stops at these highs. I probably had a bigger than necessary stop loss, but I like this. I got in sells. We'll see what happens. Not the best entry. I wish we would have got in a little bit higher. Got in like kind of like right there. Still not a bad stop loss. Still gonna see if we can push to 101. That was really fast. I just hope we don't bottom wick hard here. But I'm already bearish from the get-go, so we're gonna shoot here. We'll play with some profits from last week, but nonetheless, I do think we should continue lower. Even within this internal leg, we're still not deep enough to rip higher, but I'm hoping we do see price kind of start respecting how it should. Maybe come up, fill this imbalance, continue lower, and just continue that lower, low, lower, and high. So in sell right now, yeah, I'm in sell. I did announce when I entered. I'm going to shoot there, guys. Again, I don't like the bottom wick there, but we got really good displacement. We have a lot of bearish pressure there. I like that. Also, it's the higher time frame bias as well. So one thing I want to point out is using my checklist over here. You know, again, we didn't really have a liquidity sweep. So this isn't the highest probability trade. It's not. So we didn't have a liquidity sweep. We didn't have 57% retracement because that's not what we're trading. But we did have imbalance that we clearly saw price respect. It was more of a breakout, but we also have higher time frame alignment and breaker structure, at least breaking some internal lows. So therefore, that's where, even though it's a 60% probability trade, I'm still willing to take it. Obviously, optimal would be a full 100% probability based off like my system. But nonetheless, again, like I still will take these trades at 60%. Just understand there's more risk behind it in the sense of the probabilities aren't there, but I'm willing to still put money on the table. And like if you guys were in my stream yesterday, again, like this is something I'm building for you guys to ultimately like help you understand, okay, this is a high probability trade, I should be taking it. But like one thing I don't want people to get confused with is even though it's a high probability trade or even though it's a lower probability trade, doesn't mean you can't take it. It's just be aware of there's more risk behind it. But also, again, like if it calls for you taking it, you should still be taking it. Unless there's like, you know, one of them checked off. You probably shouldn't be taking it at that point. But we'll see how price holds here. It's either going to fail and we lose, or it's going to respect this area here and continue lower. We shall see. What's my stop loss at these highs? Literally just sitting at these highs here. I'm hoping price just continues to trend bearish here. That's the idea. Yes, I am in. It's on a trend line. It's okay. What trend line? Cross pattern through the breaker structure or trend line. Now, I don't really like pay attention to trend lines like that. Like, yes, I do see price obviously like respecting and making like actually like, you know, having these trends. It happens. But like I don't allow it to dictate a lot. If we look bearish and we're very like if we're bullish in itself, so we can continue bullish. That off the bat right there like lessens our probabilities, but we're not going to stay bullish forever. And two, even if we were to be playing this for like internal structure rather than the bigger picture, it's still bullish. It still has a lot of imbalance that was left where price does have room to come down and fill that. It's just a matter of if it's going to happen now or if it's going to happen later. But we'll see. This candle is going to tell us a lot depending on how we close. Kind of. Like it's still holding within that area, but nonetheless, I want some top wicks here. Our stops are right above these highs. We could come up and see price respect this fair value gap again too. I'm just hoping that with the break of structure here, price does just end up respecting this new internal low and just continues to further down. But nonetheless, we'll see right now. Our fate's going to be decided with right above this high. And then we'll see. Obviously, if we get taken out, that doesn't mean we're out. I could enter again. I doubt it, just to be honest, unless like we really just start dipping back lower. But at that point, that'd be pretty fucked. Looks like we're going to come up here. I have a feeling we're going to tap this fair value gap again and just kind of send it back lower. But we could get taken out prematurely here and just absolutely up there. All right, we took a loss. Lost some profits from last week. It is what it is. Let's see if we can look to catch anything else. And again, I'm not even really interested in buys, guys. Like I'm not going to buy even if price continues to rip higher, just because, again, I know we still have room to come lower before I continue or before I can comfortably buy. Again, where our targets were, that's where the area would be for me to want to even buy back up. But nonetheless, we'll see how price continues to react. If we end up dipping back down, maybe we look for something. I doubt it. We're getting a lot of bullish volume right now, and we could just end up ripping higher. What are our sessions looking like? I mean, we had New York low sitting lower. I think we're going to get sell so hard, guys. I genuinely do. I'm actually shocked that price is giving us that much bullish pressure. Unless it's just momentary. Small 5-minute gap above. It looks like expecting 15-minute bullish for value gap. What's your take profit, Luca? What are you taking? You look so young, crazy. Money can buy. Yeah, Luca got a whole. Luca had surgery. Now, I'm one of the other legacy streamers. Again, if you guys don't know, I go live during London session. We killed it last week during London. We killed it during Power Hour last week. What a bad way to start off the week. But nonetheless, again, like we have the rest of the week. I'll be here the entire week trading with you guys. I'll make sure we get some profits in our pockets to end the week. April's actually been really good to us so far. March, a little bit iffy, but actually hasn't been too bad. But I'm trying to like go back and see if there's anything where we could have caught these buys, but I'm just not seeing anything that I would have liked. Like, I'm really not. Sorry. I'm really not. We didn't get a pullback we needed, even if we just played this area. Obviously, we could just be continuing to expand this range, but there's nothing I would have liked. The one thing I wish for this trade is we would have had a liquidity sweep. I wish we would have taken these highs before coming and selling off. I feel like that would have been so much better, and we could end up just coming up here. What is that sound? We could just end up coming up here, taking liquidity, and then dipping down, because I think the bias for myself is going to be sells as we continue into London. And I'll probably be looking for sells in London. I can pretty much guarantee that. 10K on GJ. I knew it was because of trend line. Okay. Guys, looks like I gotta start trading trend lines. Like, there's nothing wrong with trading trend lines. But I think at a certain point, you may start to understand that there's other things that are more important. But again, to each your own, because it could be just you follow trend line rejections in your strategy. But I didn't even see a trend line, to be honest with you. Unless he did this. Which, is that even considered a trend line? Unless it reacted all the way off here. Yeah, no. I never knew, like, so with trend lines, I believe you need 3 taps for it to be even considered a trend line. That's how always I looked at it. But again, like, I really don't pay too much attention to that. Trend line's been working out for me lately, correct? It looks like one on the 1 minute. If you back up in 5 minutes, it did tap 3 times. Oh no, I got a bunch of people yelling at me for the trend line. So this right here. Yeah, so we're clearly trending higher. That could obviously be an indication that we're going to continue higher. But my thing is too, is like just understanding of structure. Price is going to flip. It is. You like at some point we can expect that trend line break, and that's what I'm waiting for. Like, obviously I could have waited for the trend line break, but my biggest thing is too is like we'd be here for 2-3 hours. And even then, like, I'm not going to take a buy off the trend line. Like, I could never see myself doing that. If I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. Maybe, you know, like some type of like wedge break or something like that. But nonetheless, I'm going to wait and see. We're starting to stutter at this high. I don't think I'm going to take another position unless we get some good movement as we continue into the session. Just because, again, if we're going to rip higher, we're going to rip higher. If we're going to rip lower, I'm probably going to have to wait for some type of liquidity sweep of these highs and then a break of the structure and look for something to go further down like that. But we'll see if that even gives it to us. So nah, Derek, I would never. Same, I love trend lines. Now you're trying to see hard to trust just off trend line. Like, the thing with trend lines is like it's also like just following the trend. Like, you understand, okay, price is clearly trend this direction. It's just not like my preferred entry style. What's a good lot size on the same 5% on NAS? Well, I mean, I can't just depict your lot size just based off your account size. It really just comes down to how big your stop loss is too. I could tell you one lot, but you could have, you know, 1,000-point stop loss for some reason, and it's just like, you know, it'd be a way different risk factor or than if it was like a one lot with 10 points. you know. So it really just depends on. Stop, Callie. And the SC batches Pacino column does include the net for commissions. Just check. Not tradable. Nah. Took out highs. Was there news? I don't think so. It doesn't look like there was. I mean, we didn't get like. We got decent volume here. But nothing crazy. I really wish there was a setup for buys or something. I'm like really looking deep into it. Callie. Luca's dog is like. Stop. He doesn't do this until I go live. It's so weird. It's so like. Callie. What was US 30 doing? Let's peep that. Same thing, kind of ripping. Yeah, I wouldn't really like buys here either. Not even no liquidity sweeps or nothing, just straight pumping. It's absolutely pumping. Him a bone. Dude, he it's power dogs now. Sell the Lucas dog. He doesn't even want attention, bro. Like he's just trying to get his loud ass toy. Thing is, I bought him I found the most annoying, loudest toy ever. So he would bother Luca and it would piss Luca off. But it's biting me in the ass because now that I'm watching Callie, that's all he plays with. And I just got to sit there and just, take it. But he's just crying for it. If I brought it out, he would, he senses your energy, the high energy. No, he just been like extra needy. Callie. I don't know. If there was news, I genuinely doubt that there was anything, guys. I think it was just, I can't even say one of those days, but nonetheless, I preferred sells over here. I can't be mad. The only thing, again, like one thing that I am going to look back on is the probability of the trade. We knew from the get-go, just based off the fact that we are missing some confluences, it was a lower percentage trade score. Again, it was a 60% trade score. We didn't have confluence 5, nor did we have liquidity sweep. So therefore, again, it was just a lower probability trade from the get-go. Obviously, I can't just say that's the reason we lost, but obviously that could be a big reason we lost. 100% would have been better, but even 100% trade scores can lose. It's just last week, the trade scores we had were both, I think, 80 to 100% winner. The first 60% we take, loser. Doesn't mean tomorrow I'm not going to take a 60%. If it looks good, it looks good. I got to execute. But nonetheless, again, it could be an idea. And this is, again, like I'm using myself as an example here on how like you guys could eventually use this in the future to really give yourself good data on as far as what confluences are you, I guess, are you seeing the best success with? Like if I have them all checked off, obviously you're probably going to win more than not. If you have 80% of them checked off, you may notice that you have a lower win rate when it comes to those specific setups, and so on. Take him for a ride in the Porsche. I might have to. Give him your leg. That'll keep him quiet. What does that even mean? Hey! He's just like, I think he's like kind of rebelling. I think he's rebelling at this point. I really do think. He's a little bit mad, a little bit upset that Luke is gone. It is what it is. He said he liked something. Oh my gosh. That's why he wants his toy. He wants his toy just to go to town. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. But again, guys, sucks that today was a loss. It's still a great day. We might take another trade, but it's just not looking ideal right now. It's really not. Um, Dog freaked out. Yeah, it's just not looking ideal. And like we can look at it again really quick. As you can see, like we're just trending higher. And at this point, I have a higher or more of a feeling for sells than anything. Like, yes, I'm aware of the fact that price doesn't have to sell off now and can continue higher. But to me, being that we're so overextended, I think we just increase the probabilities that there can be a pullback at this point in time. And that's really what I'm just waiting for. But I'd have to wait for confirmation. And honestly, I don't think within 30 minutes, we're going to get a full confirmational like break of structure and then a pullback and then continuation. Unless there's a lot of volume that comes into play, we definitely could. But nonetheless, I am very doubtful of it. But we'll see. You know, you never know. I could be here for like another 20 minutes and then we catch a trade. What do you do if your trading pair is at all-time highs? I usually don't buy. I'm out. See you at Asia. Fire. When prices are all-time highs, I typically just wait for sells. Like again, like I'll show you like what I mean, like with UK 100 DAX when it comes to that trading. Is like we go to the higher time frames. What was it? What was it? It was DAX, I think. What was it actually? I'm trying to remember. Was it UK 100? Yeah. So when we're all the way up at these highs, like we were just pumping all-time highs over here. I was waiting for the sell-off. And there was a couple times where, you know, I catch like maybe a quick little short. But then price obviously continued higher later in the day until finally, again, like at this point, a lot of people are like, oh, it's still bullish. I'm still buying. I'm still expecting sells overall. What do we finally get? We finally get that sell-off to the downside where I definitely caught some good positions because I knew that that was going to happen at some point. And I was able to capitalize off of it just based off the fact that, again, like as we continue higher and higher and higher and higher, yes, like nothing says we have to pull back, but I can guarantee you that at some point we're going to pull back. After we break that last high, the higher and higher or the further and further we get away from it, I think it increases the probabilities of that pullback happening. The further and further we get away from it. But again, you can always see it happen. You always see these pullbacks happen. Just a matter of when, right? And then now what do we expect? Being that price was previously bullish, we had a pullback, we can expect price to what? Continue with its overall bullish move to continue to take these highs. So like that's how I trade here. And like I guess I can be honest with you guys and say like the one thing I wish we would have had on NAS too is not just a liquidity sweep, but a little bit better structure in the overall entry itself. We kind of took a break of a lows. Wow, what the fuck is this? Wow, I wish we were in buys. Wow. Micro opportunities all over the place. There's for back up and just say it's fucking so running. Yeah. It's running. We could have like took an IFAG or something like that. I guess like oh my gosh. We're ripping. We are ripping buys. Wow. Please tell me it got me out. Okay. I honestly wish we had something here. Like, yes, we have a nice IFEG here, just not my typical trading, especially when I'm expecting sells. Like, yeah, we could have taken a break of these highs. But even then, like, I don't expect price to run that much higher. At least I didn't. Obviously, we are. And that's really good data as far as, like, you know, obviously we all know it definitely can. But with me expecting a pullback, I would have been pretty salty if I would have took the buys of this high. We ended up just coming up, wicking it, taking liquidity, and selling right back off, which was definitely something that I was kind of intending to see. Obviously, we didn't. We just actually had crazy volume step into play. Buy until trend line breaks. I mean, you could. If extreme bullish, in my opinion, answer on a little pullback and have a super tight stop loss and trail if I want to go in. No ideal. But at least I don't lose that much for traces. It's worked out for me. Yeah. I actually prefer pullback trades. Like I do. Like it's always been like my go-to. And I've always like, even like way back when I first started trading, I would always see those retracements. I'd always see price pull back and, you know, have those pullbacks of those bullish and bearish legs. And you'd always like, at least at my point, people are always like, oh, stay away from the pullbacks, only trade the trend, like whatever. But I was like, I know there's a way to catch these pullbacks because you always see it happening. And that's where I kind of like it. It's like same thing here. We're probably going to see some type of pullback within this leg before continue higher. It may come down and continue higher, or it may just absolutely rip down lower to complete the overall higher time frame pullback as well. That would honestly be my anticipation for this. But I really don't see myself buying. I'm just not a fan of this. Where are we sitting right now? What a candle. Like again, we could just come down here, respect this area, and then just continue flying. Pullback trades make my butt hurt. You going to take another trade? Potentially, Kevin. Nothing's really presenting itself. Yeah, like Ada said, like I am actually preferring sells here. I'm kind of just sticking to my overall. And it's not that I just want to stick to my original bias. No, it's just the fact that like I'd rather let price trend higher and higher and higher, because even then, like I haven't had a proper setup for buys, even unless it was just a fair value gap break or a break of these highs, which again to me, it wasn't ideal. Again, we could have just swept those highs and came down. Obviously, we did just end up ripping higher here, but I'd rather wait for sells, even if that means not trading today, seeing how price plays out. Well, obviously we took that trade, first initial loss to start the week. But I'd also rather, again, see what the 1250 candle does, just kind of be here, chop it up, and then come back tomorrow to ultimately capitalize. All we need is a nice little 1 and 2, and, you know, we're back up pretty solid. So that's why I'm not really rushing anything too, guys. Like, again, we took our setup. We had a bias. It was wrong for the day, or at least I could say too early. And then we just kind of see what continues to play out from there on out. If sells do end up playing out, we were too early, or if buys do end up just continuing to rip, and you know that's where we consider like borderline wrong as far as the overall direction of the day. But again, like price is always going to have its own objective, so therefore, like in this case, I think it was just to go higher today. Wish there was a setup for it, but again, like I can't see myself taking like trend line taps or breaks and stuff like that. Maybe in the future. You know, if like it goes to show that's very promising, but nonetheless, like, I'd have to get data off of it, guys. Like I'm so big on that. Like I won't do anything, won't add anything to my system, change anything, unless I have actual proper data on things. If not, like I'm just not gonna trade it. And I honestly say the same thing for you guys. Is like, get data on stuff. Like even if that means like, again, like in my case, I'll do a lot of forward and back testing, or I'll have like a separate journal where, let's say this trend line, since it did react off this trend line, let's give an example of like how I'd get data. I'd take a picture, I'd say, okay, like I was looking for sells here, price clearly reacted bullish, continuing off of this bullish trend line. It could have been a reason for the overall loss in itself, that price was still trending bullish. But again, like the reason I say stacking data is important is because tomorrow it could be the same thing. We could have another potential trend line tap instead of, you know, again, I wouldn't take it because I've only had so little data. But let's imagine we did and it lost. It blew through the trend line, because at some point it's going to happen. It's just, again, a matter of if and when. Like same thing here. We started trending decently here, whatever. Not a bad trend line, not the best. Started trending. We're gonna continue to trend. Boom, we kind of blow through it at that point. Looks like we're going to come back up, but it's just an overall pullback of this new bearish leg to continue further down. It's probably a little bit better trend line somewhere. But you get the point. Again, like if I were to continue to trade this, I really do need data. Really do. Again, guys, with this checklist I'm making, a big reason I want you guys, if you guys don't know, is there's a wait list, right? It's like an early access thing. You can get a free session indicator. I built this session indicator for you guys, for myself too, primarily, so that you guys can actually start looking at the sessions properly. Obviously, you can switch everything up in the settings as far as the time. And then with this isn't out just yet, but this is, again, fully customizable where you can change it to your confluences so it aligns with your overall system. Fair value gaps, whatever it may be, trend line breaks, you know, you can put trend line, boom. And then when it comes to, again, like the overall, like how to use it, it's just simply just understanding, okay, if I have 5 confluences on the screen, which you can have up to 10, if they're all marked off, then obviously that's a good trade based off your confluences. You have all your confluences marked off, it's 100% trade score. But if not, you know, it's obviously you're more at risk. But this is definitely going to help my students. I was talking about it last night, just because, again, like a lot of students who I realize I do end up working with are people who really struggle in the aspect of following their system and truly only following and taking the highest probability setups. They may take this other setup because, you know, there was an IFEG, even though they know they shouldn't be looking at it, or maybe it didn't have enough confluences checked off the box or off the list, and they're taking it just because they think it's going to go a direction. That's been a big struggle for not just my students, but a lot of other people's students that I've talked to. But again, like this is really a big reason why I'm making it too for them, but I'm also going to give it away to you guys as well. I just can't wait for that. Where do I get it, Tim? As long as you, I'll do a thing at the end of the stream where you guys can like comment session, and I'll send you over the website. So the website, it's Edge Matrix HQ. So if you obviously first name, email, you'll get a free session indicator, and then you'll be put on the wait list for the actual checklist in itself. And when it comes to the checklist, it what's it called? When it comes to the checklist, you get a way better price when it's out. It's called Founder's Price. And it just overall, it's just a one-time fee, just super cheap. And then from there, the prices go up for regular people who didn't sign up. But I'd say take advantage of the session indicator. One thing I am going to need too, guys, I may pick some people who sign up. Again, I'll send you guys the link. But one thing I will send to a couple of you is this for free to test it out for me. I will. Possible sales brewing? Possible. We're expanding hard. Take a 5-minute IFEG. DXY is also tanking, is it? Looks like it's going higher. I don't like that we have like the fact that we could respect this order block and just rip here. But even then, like, it just puts us at such a shit spot because I don't even know if I'd want to take a break of this low or anything like that. I really don't. It's just because price can like 100% still continue with that bullish pressure. And I don't want to put more money on today if it's not a 100% trade score trade with everything checked off. Meaning a breaker structure, liquidity sweep, which we have liquidity sweep. You can see that there. But our true breaker structure would be these lows. And I don't think that's going to happen in 17 minutes. You know, I really don't. Is it something you could take the sell now? I'm not going to take the sell now, but just understand the risk. Like, understand why I'm not taking the sell. One, I don't need to. I have the rest of the week to make money. Two, I don't want to impulsively jump into a trade because it looks good. Again, this is why I'm making this, because it allows me to, again, realize I got nothing checked off on this box if I really think about it. I don't have any higher time frame alignment for buys because we're ultimately been pumping for a while. I think we're going to have a pullback. There's, I guess you could say, a liquidity sweep. There's no breaker structure. There's no imbalance. There's no 50 to 71% retracement. It's a 20% probability trade to take sells right now. Doesn't mean they can't play out. They can. But nonetheless, again, I'd rather just play a little bit safer. If we don't get another trade today, we don't get another trade today. I'd rather take one loss today and come back tomorrow and have one big winner than impulsively take 2-3 losses today. And then at that point, we're playing catch up the rest of the week. Again, like, to each your own. But nonetheless, like, I play, it's a probabilities game, guys. Like, if you're not playing probabilities and you're just playing off pure, oh, I think it's going to do this, it's going to be rough. It's going to be hard just because, again, like, it's all just about probabilities. And even then, like, with probabilities, you guys should always know you're not going to just be 100% correct. Like, no. Like, I've had 100% trade score trades where I see top of the line setup and it still ends up losing. Again, there's situations where it could be a low trade score, but still end up going in the direction we intended it to go. Because I can say I intend for it to go bearish. That's what I'm waiting for. But I need the confirmation that it 100% is doing that now before entering sells. Because I could just, again, prematurely enter and it absolutely rips. But I would still need to break these lows. Let's see how the 1250 candle looks. I just don't think we're going to get another setup today just because the confirmation that I'd like to see in taking sells is pretty big. And I just don't want to enter mid-range because we look good for both buys and sells here from like a fractal standpoint. Like from a standpoint of being within this bullish internal leg, we could go higher. But also at the same time, being that we've been bullish for so long, we could just end up ripping lower. And that's where it's just not a good bias. I already tried 3 different Gmos and card and still can't buy a funded. Do you know why? No, but go to the Legacy Discord and make a ticket so they can help you out. They will help you. Speaking of legacy accounts, guys, again, I have a really nice discount on there right now. Go take advantage of it while you can. It's code Nick. I hate that it doesn't fucking pop up. Ugh. You know what I'm saying? Like the actual whole like tab. All right, guys, we're going to stick around till 3 minutes and we're going to see what happens. Again, if it sells off, great. It tells us, you know, good directional bias. Yes, we ended up having that bullish push majority of the session. I do just anticipate after 1 o'clock, I think we're going to dip down. And again, I can't be mad with a loss that overall still went my direction. We were just a little bit early. I can't be mad at a loss in general. But it's just ultimately really good data when you see directional bias was correct. You were just early. But a lot of that will be told right now. We'll see. right, guys. Let's see. All right, guys. So before we get that 450 candle, Alex, get out of here, buddy. Why took more than 3 losses today, SMH, but I did get 4 wins in the middle of that. Still up, but not as much. How many trades do you allow yourself to take a trade? To take a day? The PA is playing with my emotions, man. Yeah. Again, like, this is where you have to understand that sometimes it's best to just walk away, guys. Like, it really is. Like, that's why I said I'm not jonesing for another trade, because I know at the end of the day, me forcing another trade could just lead to an unnecessary loss, where I'd rather take the loss that we had today. It was not a big loss. We were playing with the profits we made last week. Come back tomorrow, hopefully have better price action. All we need is that nice little 1 to 2. We make back losses and we throw some profits on there. And then we just have the rest of the week to continue to capitalize. Again, like, I'd personally rather just play tomorrow's price action and hope that it's a little bit better when it comes to actually having to set up. Last week we had some crazy nice setups. Today it was decently nice, but we again know that price could have looked a little bit better as far as seeing a liquidity sweep. That could have been a really big one. But nonetheless, I still can't complain, right? Wow, we are gapping higher and higher and higher. See, that's why I didn't want to prematurely take sells, guys, because we could have taken sells, and price again can have a totally different objective for the day. It clearly wants to go higher and higher and higher. This is a crazy fucking daily candle. We just have a lot of volume here. But nonetheless, again, like, price may have just its own objective. I just wasn't really aligned with the bias today as far as wanting to. It wasn't even really wanting to accept the fact that buys were doable, because again, like, I knew buys were definitely something that could have happened and continue to play out. We were bullish. It was just a matter of understanding that price was at a decent probability sell off. But we are absolutely flying here. This is probably the biggest 1250 candle I've seen in a while. Absolutely massive. Crazy 1250. Yeah. There were small losses, but they would have been wins if I waited. Then we take so. Hey Nick, guess what? What's up, Ivan? Like, again, like, we could have potentially, I don't even know if we could have taken this new leg here. Ooh, we actually could have. But again, it's just not my bias. I guess we could have. This would have ultimately probably been a better setup, to be honest, too. Even though we were going against the overall directional bias, this could have been it. This would have been a higher probability trade score, too. I guess higher time frame alignment in the sense of price is bullish. We had a break of structure. We had imbalance. We had 50 to 71%. See, this was a 100% trade score buy. Could have probably shot buy today. That's my fault. I wanted the sells, didn't get the sells. Got good data as far as seeing that price did have a good setup to the opposite side. Even though that the leg wasn't necessarily the best leg, nonetheless, it still played within the overall range. Could have been the move. I'm the 250 king. Luca can vouch for me. Are you just setting limits on each side? 250 wizard. I know, what a candle, guys. But again, I can't be mad. Still a good day. I'm glad that I was able to kind of see this. Obviously, I didn't take this, guys. I know a lot of you guys did. I can't even say I wish I took this, but nonetheless, I like seeing price do this. This is like my system here. This is what I like to see, my bread and butter, other than the fact that I really had more of a sell bias from the get-go, and that kind of tunnel visioned me away from any buying opportunity, which can't be a bad thing, can be a good thing, because again, sells could have still played out. I still think sells will play out. It's just a matter of we're too early. At some point, price is going to need to pull back to rebalance and to take a lot of this liquidity sitting down here. It's just a matter of, again, when. Was just a little bit early. We'll see how price reacts. We could just have a nasty top hook to sell right back off, or we could just continue pumping. Nonetheless, again, comment sessions or message the word sessions if you guys want the wait list for this. Again, this checklist, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be game changing. You can customize it, the color, the words, the confluences, add confluences, and then again, you also get a free session indicator. when it comes to the wait list. So you can either say sessions, and I'll send it to you, all the sessions. I'll send it over to you guys. You can fill it out, get the indicator, be on the wait list, and the first 100 people on the wait list are getting, again, founder's price and a bunch of cool stuff, just for actually, you know, like believing in it. But there will be more breakdown videos. Obviously, I got an Instagram for it. It's called Edge Matrix HQ. You can follow that. There'll be a lot more updates as far as how to use it, and what it's really for. But with that being said, not a bad day. I can't complain about a little loss. I really can't, especially because I know tomorrow's going to be great. Honestly, can't wait to be back. Hopefully we see a really nice setup, obviously 100% trade score setup, just so we know that we're taking the highest probability setups. That being said, you guys are awesome. I appreciate you guys tuning in today. I'll be back tomorrow. Come back tomorrow. We're going to win. Even if you took a loss from me today, just be back. Again, trust the process. They only lost like $300. I only lost $300, maybe $400. But again, I'm comfortable with that because I know, again, we'll catch our 1 to 2 tomorrow. We'll make it back and some. And then we have the rest of the week. So I'm out of here. Later, guys. I'll DM everyone who said sessions. Later, YouTube.